Hey, gorgeous movie buffs. Welcome back to the film Frontline. Today, we are diving deep into a brand new release that's got everyone talking. Fox just dropped an ambitious six-part miniseries called The Faithful, Women of the Bible. It is literally premiering today, Sunday, March 22nd, kicking off the countdown to Easter, and the timeline is giving us major historical drama. But is it actually worth the hype? Grab your iced matcha because we are getting into all the messy, divine details. All right, let's break it down. The Faithful is trying to do something pretty radical, retelling the events of Genesis entirely through the female gaze. We're talking about the matriarchs, Sarah, Hagar, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, the women who literally birthed nations. First off, the aesthetic is absolute fire. The production value is off the charts. They shot this in Malta and Rome, and the visuals are serving serious ancient Levantine realness. It completely immerses you in that historical era, which is a massive win. Now, let's talk about the cast and the performances, because this is where things get complicated. We have Natasha Karam playing Hagar, and let me tell you, she is the absolute standout. She wears Hagar's inner turmoil on her sleeve, and her desert scenes, stunning. She captures that desperate, beautiful isolation flawlessly. Then we have Minnie Driver stepping into the sandals of Sarah. It's a really interesting choice. Driver gives us this distant, cold cadence that totally works when she's struggling with her faith and wondering if her husband Abraham, played by the always compelling Jeffrey Donovan, has completely lost his mind. But honestly, it gets a little distracting when the script asks for warmth or intimacy. But here is the biggest issue, and it has the fandom and historians deeply divided. The writing takes some massive liberties that stray way too far from the source material. They literally rewrite history in a way that falls flat. For instance, in the original text, Abraham is the one who lies to Pharaoh and says Sarah is his sister to save his own skin, which is a huge, morally complex moment. But in this show, Sarah is the one who lies, and then she tries to assassinate the pharaoh. Look, I love a girl boss moment as much as anyone, but this change totally robs the narrative of the emotionally rich, messy struggle that was already right there. Plus, in the first installment, they completely skip over the sacrifice of Isaac. How do you bypass the most dramatic family event of the entire era? It feels like they were too scared to tackle the actual heavy implications of the lore. So here's the film Frontline opinion. I am all for a feminist retelling. I genuinely want to see these legendary women put in the spotlight, and I love that the industry is leaning into this era with a fresh perspective. But you cannot just slap a modern feminist filter over ancient texts, rewrite the core conflicts, and expect it to resonate. By erasing the original flaws of the patriarchs just to make the women look more inherently heroic, they accidentally flatten the story. True female empowerment on screen comes from navigating complex, deeply flawed situations, not just girl bossing your way out of ancient Egypt. Also, a quick note to Hollywood, if you're gonna make a historical epic, maybe invest in some region-accurate casting and dialect coaches. Authenticity matters. The Faithful is a bold attempt, and Natasha Karam is an absolute queen, but as a whole, it feels like wasted potential. But that's just my take, Frontline family. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think historical adaptations should stick strictly to the facts, or are you here for these major creative rewrites in the name of a fresh perspective? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll be reading and replying to the best ones. And if you loved this deep dive, make sure you smash that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay on the front line of all things film and TV. Stay fabulous, and I'll see you in the next one.